Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Emma and Alex podcast. I'm Emma, and we're so happy you're spending some time with us today. Whether you're listening at home, on the bus, at work, or while you're taking a walk, thank you for joining us. Every episode, we help you improve your English with slow, clear, and natural conversations. So don't worry if you don't understand every word. Just relax, listen carefully, and enjoy learning with us.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex. Life is full of changes. Sometimes we move to a new city. Sometimes we start a new job, finish school, learn a new skill, or even begin a completely new chapter in our lives. Big changes can make us feel excited, hopeful, nervous, or even a little scared, and that's completely normal. In today's episode, we'll learn simple English expressions to talk about these moments. You'll hear useful vocabulary, real conversations, and easy sentences that you can use in your own life.
By the end of this episode, you'll know how to talk about making a big decision, explain your feelings, describe challenges, and speak confidently about new beginnings. So grab a cup of coffee.
Take a deep breath. And let's begin our conversation about a big life change.
Have you ever made a big decision? Maybe you changed schools. Maybe you moved to another place. Or maybe you started learning something completely new. Making a big change isn't easy. Most people think about it for a long time. Sometimes we feel excited. Sometimes we feel afraid. Here are some useful sentences. I decided to make a change. It was a difficult decision. I wasn't sure at first. I thought about it for a long time. These sentences are very common in everyday English. You can use them when talking about work, school, or your personal life. Now let's hear Alex's story.
Last year, I decided to move to a new city. At first, I wasn't sure. I had many questions. Would I like the new place? Would I make new friends? Would I enjoy my new job? I thought about it for months. Finally, I said, I need a fresh start. So I packed my bags. I left my hometown. It wasn't an easy decision, but sometimes we need to take the first step. Emma, have you ever wanted a fresh start?
Before we make a big change, we usually spend a lot of time thinking. We ask ourselves many questions. Is this the right decision? What if I fail? What if I don't like it? Sometimes we feel excited because something new is waiting for us. But at the same time, we feel nervous because we don't know what will happen. That is completely normal. Here are some useful sentences you can use when talking about a big decision. I decided to make a change. It was a difficult decision. I thought about it for a long time. I wasn't sure at first. These are very common expressions in English. You can use them when talking about work, school, relationships, or any important decision in your life.
I remember one of the biggest decisions I ever made. I decided to move to another city for work. At first, I wasn't sure if it was the right choice. I liked my old city. My family lived there. My friends were there too. Leaving everything behind wasn't easy. For weeks, I kept thinking about it. Every day I asked myself, should I stay or should I try something new? Finally, I realized that I wanted a fresh start. I wanted new experiences. I wanted to grow as a person. So I accepted the job and moved. Looking back now, I'm really happy that I made that decision.
I like that story because many people feel the same way. Sometimes we stay in our comfort zone because it feels safe. But trying something new can help us learn and grow. Here are a few more useful phrases. I wanted a fresh start. I needed something different. I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to try something new. These sentences are simple, but they're very useful in everyday conversations.
Let's practice together. Emma, why did you decide to make a big change?
I wanted a fresh start. I felt that it was time for something new. I was a little nervous, but I believed it was the right decision. And today, I'm happy I took that first step.
That's a great answer. Sometimes one small decision can completely change your life. Now, let's talk about something everyone feels during a big life change: our emotions.
Now, let's talk about our feelings. Every big change brings different emotions. Some feelings are happy. Some feelings are difficult. And sometimes we feel many emotions at the same time. When I started something new, I felt excited. I couldn't wait to see what would happen. But I was also nervous. Everything was different. The people were different. The place was different. Even my daily routine was different. Here are some useful sentences. I felt nervous at first. I felt excited about the new chapter. It was scary, but also exciting. I didn't know what to expect. These are great sentences when you want to describe your feelings.
I remember my first week in the new city. Everything felt unfamiliar. I didn't know the streets. I didn't know the restaurants. I didn't know anyone. Sometimes I felt lonely after work. I missed my family. I missed my old friends. I even missed my favorite coffee shop. There were moments when I asked myself, did I make the right decision? But every day became a little easier. Little by little, I started feeling more comfortable. I learned the city, I met new people, and slowly, the new place began to feel like home.
That's something many people experience. At first, change feels uncomfortable, but with time, things improve. Let's learn a few more useful expressions. I missed my old life. I missed my family. I felt lonely sometimes. I needed time to adjust. It became easier with time. These expressions are very common in everyday English. You can use them when talking about moving, changing jobs, or starting school.
Now let's practice. Emma, how did you feel after making a big change?
At first, I felt nervous. Everything was new. Sometimes I felt lonely, but I kept trying. Every day, I learned something new. After a few weeks, I felt more confident. I made new friends. I started enjoying my new routine. Now, I can honestly say, I'm happy I made that decision.
That's wonderful. Big changes are rarely easy, but they often help us become stronger and more confident. Next, let's talk about the challenges we face during a big life change.
Every big change comes with challenges. No matter how excited you are, there will be difficult days. Sometimes things don't go the way we planned. Maybe your first day at a new job feels confusing. Maybe you don't know anyone in your new school. Maybe you move to a new city and suddenly everything feels unfamiliar. Even simple things can become difficult. You don't know where to shop. You don't know the best places to eat. You don't know how things work yet. And that's completely normal. Every new beginning feels uncomfortable at first. Let's learn some useful English expressions. It wasn't easy in the beginning. I had to adjust to a new routine. I had a lot to learn. I made a few mistakes. It took time to feel settled. I had to be patient. I learned something new every day. these are very natural expressions that English speakers use when talking about change.
I remember my first month after moving. Every morning felt different. I had to wake up earlier. I had to learn a new route to work. Sometimes I got lost. Sometimes I arrived late. I even forgot where I parked my car one day. At first, I laughed, but later, I felt frustrated. I thought, why is everything so difficult? Then I realized something important. Nothing feels easy on the first day. When you start learning English, the first lessons are difficult. When you start a new job, the first week is difficult. When you move somewhere new, the first month is difficult. But if you keep going, things slowly become easier. That gave me hope. Instead of giving up, I decided to keep trying. One small step every day made a big difference.
Another challenge is missing the people we love. When we leave home, we sometimes miss our family. We miss our friends. We miss our favorite places. Even small things can make us feel emotional. Maybe you miss your favorite cafe. Maybe you miss walking in your neighborhood. Maybe you simply miss hearing familiar voices every day. It's okay to feel that way. Missing people doesn't mean you made the wrong decision. It simply means those people are important to you. With time, those feelings become easier to manage. And slowly, your new place starts to feel like home.
Something else helped me during that time. Support. I learned that I didn't have to do everything alone. Whenever I had a difficult day, I called my parents. Sometimes we talked for only 5 minutes. Sometimes we talked for an hour. Those conversations made me feel calmer. My friends also sent me messages. They asked, "How are you doing? How's the new job? Are you feeling better?" Those simple questions reminded me that people cared about me. And that gave me the confidence to keep moving forward.
Support can come from many different people. Your parents, your brothers or sisters, your best friend, a kind teacher, a helpful coworker, or even a neighbor who welcomes you with a smile. Let's learn some useful phrases. My family supported me a lot. My friends encouraged me. They listened to me. They believed in me. They helped me stay positive. I wasn't alone. I made new friends along the way. These are wonderful expressions to use when talking about difficult moments.
Let's practice together. Emma, what was the biggest challenge during your life change?
The biggest challenge was starting over. Everything was new. Sometimes I felt nervous. Sometimes I made mistakes. But I didn't stop. I kept learning. I kept asking questions. And little by little, things became easier. Today, I'm proud that I didn't give up.
That's a great lesson. Big changes are never easy, but every challenge teaches us something. They help us become stronger, more confident, and more ready for the future. Now, let's talk about the positive side of change and why many people are happy they took that first step.
After a big change, something wonderful begins to happen. One day, you wake up and realize that life feels normal again. The place that once felt strange now feels familiar. The people who were once strangers become your friends. The routine that once felt difficult becomes easy. This doesn't happen overnight. It happens little by little. Every small step helps you feel more comfortable. That's why it's important to be patient with yourself. Here are some useful expressions. I'm glad I took that step. It changed my life for the better. I learned a lot about myself. I became more confident. I'm excited for what's next. These are wonderful sentences to use when talking about positive life experiences.
When I think about my biggest life change, I don't only remember the difficult days. I also remember everything I learned. I became more independent. I learned how to solve problems by myself. I became better at meeting new people. And most importantly, I discovered that I was stronger than I thought. Sometimes we don't know how strong we are until life asks us to change. Looking back, I'm thankful that I didn't give up. That experience helped me become the person I am today.
I completely understand. Every challenge teaches us something valuable. Sometimes we learn patience. Sometimes we learn confidence. Sometimes we simply learn that we can do difficult things. A big life change isn't only about moving to a new place or finding a new job. It's also about becoming a new version of yourself. That's one of the best parts of growing.
Let's have one last conversation. Emma, do you think change is always a good thing?
Not always. Sometimes change is difficult. Sometimes it makes us feel afraid. But even difficult experiences can teach us important lessons. I believe every big change helps us grow. It helps us understand ourselves better, and it prepares us for the future. So yes, I think change is worth it. I agree. If you're listening today and you're about to start something new, don't be afraid. Take one small step at a time. Be patient with yourself. Ask for help when you need it. And remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every journey starts with a single step. Now, let's practice today's useful sentences together. Great job! Now it's time for our shadowing practice. Shadowing is one of the best ways to improve your English speaking. Here's how it works. Listen carefully, pause the video after each sentence, then repeat it slowly. Try to copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, and the intonation. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Are you ready? Let's begin.
I decided to make a change. Very good. Now, say it one more time. I decided to make a change.
It was a difficult decision. Excellent. Let's repeat it together. It was a difficult decision.
Sentence number 3. I wanted a fresh start. Great job. One more time. I wanted a fresh start.
Sentence number 4. I felt nervous at first. Very nice. Again. I felt nervous at first.
Sentence number 5. I had to adjust to a new routine. Excellent. Let's say it one more time. I had to adjust to a new routine.
Sentence number 6. My family supported me a lot. Perfect. Again. My family supported me a lot.
Sentence number 7. It took time to feel settled. Very good. One more time. It took time to feel settled.
I'm glad I took that step. Excellent pronunciation. Let's repeat it once more. I'm glad I took that step.
Amazing work. If some sentences were difficult, don't worry. You can always go back and practice again. Every time you repeat these sentences, your English becomes more natural. Now, let's finish today's episode.
That's the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We hope today's conversation helped you learn new English expressions and gave you more confidence to talk about big life changes. Remember, learning English is also a big life change. It takes time, it takes practice, and it's okay to make mistakes. Every time you listen, every time you speak, and every time you try, you're getting better. So keep going. We're proud of you.
Before you leave, we'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest life change you've ever made? Did you move to a new city? Start a new job? Learn a new language? Or maybe you're getting ready for a big change right now. Tell us in the comments. We read your messages, and we love hearing your stories.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode. Every week, we'll help you improve your English with slow, easy, and natural conversations.
And if today's episode was helpful, share it with a friend who's learning English too. Learning together makes the journey even more fun.
Thank you again for listening. Take care of yourself. Keep practicing. And keep believing in yourself.
We'll see you in the next episode of the Emma and Alex podcast.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.